What's going on, everybody? I am your host, Kmplxity, with a lasting opinion, and I want to bring this very quick update because we continue to try and keep everything as honest and as truthful here as possible. As you have seen by the title, Bridgette herself has confirmed that the children were in the house during the DV incident on April 3rd, 2025. As we can come here to this post, we have Freckled Liberty, putting out a meme. Bridgette West is responding to it. Then we have this person here, a Becky Boop stan. Honestly, not going to hold it against them because we have gotten some good information here. So the person responds by saying, "Who was with the kids when you and Mike were both running down the street on the police call?" And as you can see, there's nothing. The post to reply, "Where did you see this video?" There's nothing here anymore. This person, show probable spam, there's no more, no comments, no nothing. This is it says there's a comment here, comment is possible spam. It's like nobody replied to this. But somebody did reply to this, and you want to know who replied to it? Bridgette. So Emma here says, "First of all, that's an amazing answer to a question concerning your children. Secondly, why we deleting comments?" As you can see, this is right here what we just looked at. And now if we come over to here, this person here says, was talking to Charlie, says, "Well, then on that hand, you're welcome for my input." She responds, "This was 4 months ago. And honestly, if you're this concerned, do something." Now, this is probably the absolute dumbest thing she could have said, could have put out there to the internet. You do not challenge the internet to do something, okay? The internet takes on all comers and forever wins. You do not defeat the internet. There is no defeating it. There is no working around it. There is no nothing. You lose 100% of the time against the internet, unless you are like completely 100% innocent. And even then, it is still an incredible uphill battle. Her stating, "If you're this concerned, do something," negates any form, well, not any form, but negates a majority of her ability, or Michael's ability, to turn around and be like, "Oh, they're harassing us. They keep calling the DA's office for information or for the body cam footage. They're harassing us. They're putting in, FOIA requests in order to get more information." No, you're literally stating, if you're concerned, then do something. You are putting out a call to action for these people. People on the internet aren't, a lot of them aren't all there in the head, and they spend their days, their weeks, their months, their years doing investigative shit and going crazy, okay? People will follow a rabbit hole to wherever it leads, even if it is not the best places. Next, we can see here that this person, that this is what she had, right? And we also saw that this response is no longer there. It is deleted. But what is most important is now the post is gone. But here we have what she responded to, her initial response. "This was 4 months ago, and honestly, if you're that concerned, do something about it. My kids were upstairs watching TV and going to bed for the night, but please go ahead and paint this accusatory weird picture, baby. Absolutely nobody cares." So no one cares that your kids were in the house while this supposed domestic violence was taking place. Nobody cares that your kids were in the house while you were supposedly running down the street calling 911. Nobody cares that your kids were in the house while you and Michael were drunk, and by Tina's admission was pushing each other back and forth.
They were drunk. How do you feel? How do you feel? What do you think happened that night? If we were flies on the wall, what do you think happened?
They both shoved each other. I know how they are. I've seen it.
Nobody cares, by your own admission, that Michael was throwing stuff all around the house while he was drunk.
I told him that I would cheat on him. I'm not. And then he started throwing shit and yelling, and then he went inside. I got scared. So I called the cops.
It was all lies, right? Everything was a lie. And let's not forget that Tina also tried saying that the kids weren't in the house, and we covered that in one of our videos.
I said, "Oh, she was screaming. She seen lights." No, she didn't. No, she did not. And her kids were with her mother.
Her kids were with her mother. Is that true?
They weren't even home that night, you stupid fucks.
they weren't home. Okay, let's check out the police report. The police report states that the involvements, as in the people who were involved during April 3rd, we have Mia and Michael Green, the children, the kids. They are involved. If they were not at the house, there would be no reason to have their names here. The whole reason their names are here is because right here it states that they did not witness or perceive the events, which means more than likely that they were talked to by the officers. Now, I'll turn around and I will say this. It is entirely possible that the reason why they are named here as involvements is because they live at the house. It is entirely possible that is the reason why, as in they are involved in the situation because all four of them live at the same place. But until there's any proof that they weren't there that night, that they were supposedly with the mom, I mean, it's up to you to decide. Like I've been saying since the beginning, everybody in this situation needs to shut up. All you're doing is continuing to put out misinformation, lies that are very easily fact-checked. You guys aren't coordinating with each other on what lies you're going to be putting out. You've got Tina saying that they weren't there. You got Bridgette saying they were there. You got the police report saying that they were there. You have officers stating that they were there. 7 responding officers to this situation. It is abhorrent how much mishandling you guys have done with this story. And the more lies that come out and that are contradicted by the people involved in this story, the more credence you are giving to people to believe that this did happen and that you are covering up for Michael. I am not going to sit here and state that that is the situation. I'm not looking for any sort of litigation or anything of that nature. What I am doing is stating the facts. Tina said the kids weren't there, and Bridgette, through her own admission, is stating that the kids were there. Now, is she going to turn around and say, oh, I was lying when I said that the kids were upstairs watching movies while this incident was going on? Is she going to turn around and say, oh, I was lying when I said Michael was drunk and throwing stuff in the house with the kids there? Is she going to turn around and say that she was lying about how she wanted people to do something about it? I mean, like, honestly, the more you guys talk, the easier this situation is to figure out what actually happened that night. But I wanted to bring this to you guys because there's a lot of people who don't believe the fact that the kids were there, but it looks like I do not have to hold my tongue anymore on that. I don't have to give any benefit of the doubt. Bridgette herself has confirmed the kids were in the home. Whether or not we believed it because of the police report, here we have 100% evidence that she was, that by her own admission, the kids were in the house. So anyone who tries to tell you otherwise, here you go. I have been Kmplxity with a lasting opinion. I wanted to bring this quick update to you guys because I believe when someone is lying and the truth eventually comes out, that it should be brought to light and people should see this. Shout out to this person who commented on the video on our most recent coverage, showing and letting me know that this actually occurred. So you know me, I got to get on the internet. I got to go take a look. I got to see if I can't fact check this. And lo and behold, I did. I have been Kmplxity, and I will see you in the next one.
From zero to hero, we